Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Catherine out there. I like the people with their cameras on. You guys without your cameras on? That's okay. I still like you. I don't love you.
Ow.
Well, I mean, come on.
It's true.
Especially today. Today's a big one.
Oh, I'm really kind of nervous because I really kind of am. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I mean, I remember my son, whenever I'm talking to him, he's like, hey, are you going to Karate Kid this for me too? That's what he likes to say. And I'm like, what do you mean by Karate Kid it? And he's like, you know how you told me like I have to watch Karate Kid? It's the best movie ever. And then when you watch a movie 30 years later, it actually sucks. But you remember it being good when you were young.
Yes.
So he's like, but I was going to tell you, I was laughing my ass off at Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus this morning by myself in my house like a psycho as I was reading this book because it is so funny. And I'm hoping I'm not Karate Kidding it, but I think it's going to be one of the best ones we've done so far. All right, so I thought I would just jump right in. First off, how are you and Jeremy doing?
We're great.
Everything good?
I will say, this morning he's home. So, because he's finally off a graveyard, so he was home this morning.
Okay, good.
Today's a day off. Well,
okay.
I don't know what it is. Anyway, so I'm getting ready. And I'm getting ready.
Right.
I'm not used to anyone being around me getting ready.
Right.
And he's just saying it's time to fix my sink.
Oh. Time to fix your sink.
But I'm so thankful because I'm thankful. Thank you.
So he wanted to fix your sink at 6:30 in the morning when you were trying to get ready for work.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then he went,
right.
Today's Monday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I normally do my hair?
Okay. All right, good. Now, Adam, how are you and Nance doing?
We couldn't be better.
Okay, great.
Just fantastic. Ideal relationship.
Okay, good. Well, then you should basically be writing this, not listening to it.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, I plan to.
All right, good. So, all right, so I thought we would just kind of jump in and talk a little bit about kind of the gist of what it's about.
Okay.
How many of you guys out there have read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
Well, I haven't read it. I played the game, I tell you that.
You haven't read it, Elizabeth? Catherine, have you read it? Okay, good.
Wait, there's a game? Are you?
I need to bring the game in. I'm not kidding. Jeremy had it when we met, so I'll bring it in.
Really monetized that.
So can that be next week's Monday Motivation?
Yeah.
We have Chuck and Jenny play board games.
Yeah, the 90s were a hell of a decade. Jeez.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to just talk a little bit about it. So this guy was married before, this John Gray guy. He was married before, and then he gets married a second time.
Okay.
And his wife has a baby.
Okay.
And he's there, they're all excited, and I guess she had like some tears and some bad experiences when she was having the baby, right? And so...
Are there good experiences when you have a baby? People are so foolish. I mean, come on, let's be real.
After about 5 days, he's like, okay, well, and so she was so torn and such pain that, that she was taking pain meds and stuff. So she just decided that, hey, I need to get some more pain meds. And day 5, he's like, okay, well, time for me to go back to work. So she's hurt, she's tore up, and so she asks his brother, hey, can you pick up some pain meds for me? And he's like, oh, absolutely, whatever. So John's at work, this guy's at work, and the brother forgets and never brings the pain meds. So then John comes home on the first day of being gone all day. She's in absolute pain because of the tears, trying to raise the baby, trying to do all these things on her own. And she just goes off on him when he walks in the door.
Yes.
And so he's like, you know what? And he's been divorced before and all that stuff. He goes, I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm leaving. Yeah.
With a new baby in the house.
Yes, with a new baby in the house.
And it's his baby.
Correct. And so he's like, that's it, and I don't know if he was just leaving to withdraw, or I'm not saying he was leaving her.
No, he was saying I have to breathe.
And so he tries to leave, and she's like, wait, don't leave. She goes, I want you to stay here. Like, I need you. I need you to stay here with me. And just tell me everything's going to be okay, and blah, blah, blah. And so he went over and he gave her a hug and held on to her for a while and all that stuff, and he worked it out. And he's like, you know what? I think I figured something out here. I figured something out about relationships. He's like, because it would have been so easy to just leave or this or that or whatever. So that's the premise. That's where it all begins.
Okay.
All right. So first off, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So when I say Mars and when I say Martians, I'm referring to men.
Yes.
When I say Venusians, I'm dealing with women. Okay. So that's how we're going to refer to us from now. That's not men and women.
Okay.
It's Martians and Venusians. Okay. So first off, she was accusing him, saying, you're just a fair weather friend. When I'm nice to you, when I'm happy, when I'm cool, you're nice to me back. But God forbid a shit hits the fan for me and I throw any form of an attitude and then you're gone or you're doing this or you're doing that. So that's where it starts.
Okay.
So he's like, okay, so as long as she's happy and nice, I love back, and that's what he kind of realized. So it goes on with seminars and all that stuff and interviews like 25,000 different people. People go into his seminars, people filling out surveys to come up with the results of this book, which he calls a manual for creating a loving relationship. So you, Jenny, and you, Elizabeth, and you, Sonia, and you, Catherine, you guys think that if a problem happens or something occurs that we should react a certain way because you would react that way. So that's where it starts out, as opposed to the fact that we're very different. So how it starts out is you just got to imagine that there's all these Martians on this planet, and they're kind of looking down and they see this other planet, and on this other planet there's all these Venetians. And they're like, hey, these guys are pretty interesting. They look pretty cool. I think I want to meet them. And so they come over and they start talking, and they're like, oh my God, you're really cool. This is really great. You're pretty. You're this, you're that. Oh my God, you're smart. You're strong. Blah, blah, blah. And then they go, well, you know what? Why don't we both get together and we'll go to this place called Earth and we'll just start cohabitating. So they go to this place called Earth, and now it starts to wear off. Okay, all the wonder and amazement of the women and
Year 2.
And the men. Right. Year 2. Yeah, day 2. And
Well, that too, if they're there, yeah.
So that being the case, they start to have to try to figure each other out. And we mistakenly assume that partners love us, that they're going to react in certain ways because when you love someone, they're going to react the way I would react if blah, blah. So men expect women to communicate and respond the way men do and go to the same expectations for women. Women expect us to react the same way you would.
Yeah.
So it starts out by talking about Mr. Fix-It.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Fix-It Mr. Fix-It and the home improvement community. So the men are Mr. Fix-It, you are the home improvement community. So sometimes, I think you get upset because you feel that maybe Jeremy is just completely ignoring you when you're talking. I don't know, does that ever happen? At any point, okay?
Yes. Yes.
And instead of like you come home from work and you just start going off about all the things that happened that day and blah, 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 and he's like barely tuning into you. Okay, I don't know if this ever happens. And so Mr. Fix-It originally, probably early on in your relationship, he's always trying to fix your problems.
Always. That's what, yes,
right? And
always.
So he's confused when he's trying to fix your problems and deal with the things that you're talking about because he feels she doesn't appreciate us because we're trying to give her things and, trying to give her, things and ideas and all that. And then you are pissed off because you feel like he's not listening. Stop interrupting me. Stop talking. I'm trying to tell you something right now.
Right. But his whole goal is to fix it, to make me better, to make me happy, to make me okay.
Right. So, and then one of the basic premises too is men complain that women are always trying to change them. And she thinks she's nurturing him while he feels controlled. You're trying to help him and make him better. And he's like, why are you controlling me? Like, what's going on here? So basically, the premise to get started with this is men offer solutions. They're trying to fix things. And women seek to improve their men.
Okay.
So starts out with
I'm all in.
A man's sense of self is defined through his ability to achieve results. Okay, that's a man's value. We like results. I'm fixing that sink this morning.
When you said, I was like, could not happen on a better morning.
Jeremy is fixing that sink because he wants results, and when you turn that thing on and it drains.
And I never even said a word about it. Never even said a word.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because he knows, yeah.
The second thing is men are more interested in objects and things rather than people and feelings.
Preach.
Women fantasize about romance,
Yes.
Men fantasize about powerful cars.
Truth.
Faster computers.
Yes.
Better Alexas.
Oh,
gizmos
God.
and powerful technologies.
Yes. Were you in my house today? What's happening? What's happening?
Do you guys agree with this
Google?
so far? I mean, so achieving goals, I see her shaking her head. Sir Brady just said, I'm a man. Achieving goals is important to the Martian. And we must achieve them on our own in some cases too. So for you to offer a man unsolicited advice is to presume that he doesn't know what he's doing, or how he can't do this on his own, or he doesn't know what he's doing. So if you just said, hey, you know what you should do, blah, 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 that's going to piss us off.
I would never, yes.
So when a man talks about a problem, though, like if I was to sit down and tell you about my day, you're not going to believe what happened today. I was talking to Adam, and he said he wasn't going to do shit again today, right? Whatever. He says, I worked hard. I did money motivation for an hour, whatever. But when I'm talking about my problems to you, I'm actually inviting you to give me advice. That's the only time I'm inviting you to give me advice. Yes, and I agree with this completely.
That is true.
This is great information.
So if I go to lunch with my buddy Kerry, okay, I'm going to lunch with him and we're going to sit down and we're going to solve problems.
Okay.
We're going to try to figure out, hey man, this is a relationship thing I got going on. This is what I'm trying to do with my car. I feel like they're screwing me in this and that and blah, 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 blah. Where you go out to eat with your girls and you're talking about your feelings and what's happening in your life and just telling intricate details of things that have happened to you that just go on and on. And no offense, but we don't care about the intricate details we don't want to sit there and talk about that with our buddies.
Big picture, big picture, big picture.
Right?
Oh, I'm more big picture though.
Okay.
But I would say I'm more like Sarah Brady. I'm abnormal.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
but when a woman, all you guys out there, right? Elizabeth, all of you, when a woman talks about her problem, okay, and what's going on and what happened in her day, he, the guy, the Martian, mistakenly assumes she's looking for advice.
True story.
Right? And so, Catherine's going on and on about what happened today, and she just continually gets interrupted because he's like, well, what I think you should do about that, Catherine, is if I were in real estate, here's what I would do. I'd go out there and I would sign up for this and I'd sign up for that. And, you just got to tell that buyer to fuck off. That's what you do. And you're like, no,
right?
no, no.
Right, Catherine? Is this not what you live with?
yeah,
totally.
she's shaking her head. Because that's what we do. We want to fix it. But guess what you guys want? You want to babble. You guys want to talk, you just want somebody to listen, and you just want, I just want somebody there. So,
is it because when we were kids, especially for my age group and older, women weren't listened to? We weren't valued.
Adam?
No? No?
I'm not putting any info.
No? All
with this
right,
part.
never mind. I thought I was really onto something. I really thought I was
I don't know,
onto
any of the
something.
women
I'm
agree
in
with you
enough
guys out
dog
there?
houses at home. For questions, this is not any different in a gay relationship or a straight relationship. Nance
No.
is from Venus.
Oh, for sure he is.
His parents found him in a pod. He's like Superman.
But isn't
from
that
another
even
planet.
more difficult? I would think that'd be even harder to be in a gay relationship because. Did that come off wrong?
No. It's.
Have you seen The Family Stone? You're the lady
Yes,
sitting at
I
the
love-
table.
I know. no, I'm not because he's deaf. I'm not.
She's
no,
not wrong.
no,
okay.
because he's male and you say he's from
Yeah.
Venus. He's from Venus,
Yeah.
but he's also from Mars. I mean.
Okay, all right. So we're going to chime some people in, but I want to give one more
Okay,
comment
good.
here. So the guy, as you're sitting there talking about your day and everything that happened and issues and the intricate details, he's trying to come up with solutions. And you, generally the Venetian, continues to get upset. He feels his solutions are being rejected, and he's, and she feels that he's not really listening with empathy and interest and being supportive. So Venetians have different values. You love communication, beauty, relationships. They spend time supporting, hoping, and helping and nurturing each other. Right? That's what you guys do.
Yes.
So a woman's sense of self is defined through her feelings and the quality of her relationships. Men are quite the opposite. We like competence, winning, contests, technology, powerful cars. So we like uniforms. Men like uniforms because it reveals how competent we are.
Okay.
So I'm in the military, I am so
Okay.
competent. So communication
God,
is,
that's so true.
isn't it?
Yeah, I just got my yellow belt. It's my uniform.
Right? And you love wearing that yellow
I
belt,
do.
right?
Yeah.
So communication's of primary importance. So if you could, you would change your outfit 7 times a day to fit the mood that you're in at that particular time. This is an example. And relating to another Venetian is fulfillment. Men want to win a race. They want to achieve a goal. They want to solve a problem. When Martians go to a restaurant, like I said with my buddy, I'm there to solve problems. You're going to give support and receive support. I listen to you and Jen all day. I know what you guys do. All right?
No, this is.
know.
Yeah.
I can't argue with anything said.
Venusians have a master's degree in psychology and counseling. They're intuitive. They enjoy assisting other Venetians. Offering to help each other is not offensive for a woman. If you tried to help me, offering it's quite the opposite. Without me soliciting it. So for a man, it makes him feel incompetent, weak, and even unloved when you give us suggestions when we didn't
even
ask
unloved.
for it. When we don't ask for it. So generally speaking, when a woman offers unsolicited
Sorry,
advice
Adam.
or tries to help a man, she has no idea how critical it sounds and how unloving it sounds to him.
I'm so sorry,
from
everyone.
From her side, she was saying, I love you and I care about you, and I'm offering you this help. From his side, he heard, I don't trust you to get us there. You don't know what you're doing, and you're incompetent. So anyways, just a couple ideas. Any comments, Adam? You kind of agree with it?
No, you're just, yeah. This is hitting home.
I know.
So many times women just want to share their feelings about their day, and her husband thinks he's helping, and he interrupts her by offering a steady flow of solutions to the problems, and all it does is just exacerbates more and more issues. So typical man-woman conversation, her. There's so much to do. I don't have any time for myself. This is the woman. Should I do it in a woman's voice?
Yes, I want to hear it.
there's so much to do. I just don't have any time for myself. The guy's like, well,
really getting, this is triggering me.
Hey.
I'm just letting y'all know.
maybe you should quit and just find something you'd like to do.
Oh, you better shut your
I
mouth.
like my job. They just expect me to change everything at a moment's notice. Don't listen to them. Just do what you can. I can't believe I forgot to, I forgot to call my aunt and she's sick, and today, and hey, she'll understand. Why are you always so, and then, he's like, well, why are you always so unhappy? I'm not unhappy. You're just not listening. I am listening. Well, why do I even bother talking to you? All right, so there it goes. There's a typical exchange.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Now-
Lordy.
And here's what it should have done.
Okay.
You know what, Ginny? It sounds like you had such a really hard day, and I really appreciate how hard you work. When it comes to your aunt, I know you didn't get a chance to call her today. You're such a loving person, and I can't believe how great you are to everybody. And the fact that you couldn't call her today, I'm really sorry. You know what, Ginny? Why don't you come here and let me give you a hug? That's how he should have responded. Do you agree?
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah, for sure.
Does that make sense, Adam? Sonia, am I close? I don't know.
And Adam,
Yeah, you are.
you better be doing it.
I think it's hilarious, the relationships we have with men and women. Men are such black and white. They have solutions. They want you to use it, and it's okay. Women are gray. We're all over the place. And like you said, we could change our color in a heartbeat. It doesn't take any time. But I found it interesting that you said men give us advice and we don't like it. And when we give men advice, they don't like it. So basically you're saying we shouldn't give each other advice?
Well, here's what it says. There's a small little section here that says, in defense of Mr. Fix-It. Women love Mr. Fix-It as long as he does not come out when they're upset.
Yes. Yes.
Does that make sense? So she doesn't need to be fixed when she's upset.
No.
Okay, just listen and give him a hug. Women do not need to offer unsolicited advice or criticism either, unless we ask for it.
Okay, this is great information.
If it's asked for, Sonia, that's one thing. But you don't offer it when you guys are pissed off or upset or worked up, which is, a good chunk of the time. So what?
Did you?
Right.
No, not you guys. I'm talking about other women.
Yeah, of course.
The other thing we do, Chuck, that totally confuses you is we'll tell you, no, we don't need any help, but you better get your cute little ass in there and take care of whatever we've asked you to do.
So this weekend, that we had a boat parade, so I had a couple people over for the boat parade, and I asked her, do you need any help? And so I did a couple little things here and there. And then, it's at 5, and then about 2 o'clock, I wandered downstairs, and I jumped on my computer, and I was on my computer for about half hour or an hour or whatever. And when I came up, she wouldn't even talk to me. She was so pissed off. And I'm like, I asked you if you needed any help, and you said you didn't have anything. You said no. And so I went and did, I walked down there, and I leaned my head down the stairs, and I saw you on that computer, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I asked you if you needed any help.
Because you should just
Isn't it
know.
funny that we're
never going to say we need help. We're never going to ask for it, ever.
But then you get
Right,
mad.
Sarah, but they better know.
They better know. There
Better
it
be a
is.
mind reader, okay?
We're all living the
Absolutely.
same life, just in different houses.
Is
We
that what it
really
is?
are.
Yeah.
We really are. I love it.
So, I don't know. It says when a partner resists, it's probably because we've made a mistake in our timing and our approach.
Yes.
So we have to
Right.
be careful when we deliver certain things based on your mood, like we're supposed to be able to read those. Margaret always called it a sick joke. She said it's a sick joke that men and women have to live together.
Yeah, it is a sick joke. She's right.
Well, I solved that problem.
Yeah, you did solve that problem. And how's that working out?
Yeah, I thought I did, but I didn't.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't being Sarah Jessica Parker. I was literally, that's what I was talking about.
All right, so I just thought I would read right out of the book a couple of things. Here are some brief examples of ways a man might mistakenly invalidate feelings and perceptions or offer unwanted solutions. See if you can recognize why she would resist. Number 1, you shouldn't worry so much, when you're talking. Or, but that's not what I said. Or, it's not such a big deal. I don't even know why you're talking about this. It's not such a big deal. Okay, I'm sorry. Can we just forget it now? All right, can we just... I'm sorry, can we just forget it? Why don't you just do it? What's the problem?
Oh, that's what,
But we do talk. We're talking right now. You shouldn't feel hurt. That's not what I meant.
I really feel this is everything Adam says to Nathan.
Wait a minute.
Nathan needs a hug. Get Nathan in here.
So what are you trying to say? That's a good one. Hey, can you say that? Last week I spent the whole day with you. We had a great time.
Oh my God. Did they write this book about me?
I don't know. You know, okay, then just forget it. That's a good one. I got it. This is what you should do. If you're going to complain about doing it, then don't do it. Okay. If you're not happy, then we should just get a divorce. Right? Just saying. All right, then you can do it from now on. How's that?
Good stuff.
I love that one.
Would you just get to the point? That's my favorite. All that we have to do is, okay. So anyways, so that's just some suggestions of things that you should not say to Nance. Now, keep laughing. Here's what you women should not be saying to men. Okay.
No, this is great.
Here's the next list. How can you think of buying that? You already have one.
I've learned my lesson on that one.
Those dishes are still wet. They're going to dry with spots. I like that one. You know, your hair's kind of getting long, isn't it? I don't know about that one. There's a parking spot over there. Just turn the car around.
Yeah, that for sure. It's like I'm the driver. I'm in control.
Exactly.
You're attacking my
You're too much of an idiot. Turn the car around and go park over there on that one. No, I'm going to get one closer. You want to spend time with your friends. What about me? All right, there's another one. You shouldn't work so hard. Take a day off.
Oh, wait, this is the woman saying it.
Yes.
I've heard.
This is shit that you guys say that pisses us off.
Okay.
Don't put that there. It's going to get lost. You should call a plumber. He'll know what to do.
Oh.
Why are we waiting for a table? Didn't you make reservations? Your office is still a mess. How can you think in here? When are you going to clean it up? I'm just throwing some stuff out there. All right. Yeah, it just keeps going. Anyway, so that's that. Yeah, that's just some ideas. So a man wants to make improvements when he feels he's being approached as the solution to the problem, though. It's better than being the problem. So the way you need to approach men, guys, is have them come up with their own solutions, and they are the solution.
Oh, 100%. Like in the group, Big Fat Greek Wedding. So much of this is in that movie.
Go ahead.
It teaches you everything. No, I'm not giving away our secrets.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay. Now here's the thing where I started laughing. I think you're gonna love this one, Adam, because it's totally you, dude. So when men come home from work, what do they like to do?
They do not want to talk about their day.
When men come home from work, they go to their caves. When women come home from work, they want to talk about the stress that they had of their day. Adam?
Oh my God, yes.
I'm opposite.
But you want to know why?
Why?
Because we got to make dinner. We got to get the dishes out of the dishwasher. We still have to. We don't get to go into our cave. Am I correct?
Well, I mean,
Nobody.
Anyways.
Okay.
There is no off work. What is this off work?
Exactly.
Well, okay, yeah, as realtors, right? So when a man comes home,
Even as the role, I should say the role. Do you come home and cook dinner?
I do.
Oh, that's true. Sometimes.
Pretty.
Okay, but.
Yeah. But you got to remember,
I'm more traditional.
Times have
I'll
changed.
be quiet.
Times
I'll
have
be
changed
quiet.
from 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'll be quiet.
So when a man comes home, he wants to read the news or play a game, is what the book says.
Yes.
Right?
I think that still holds true.
And she immediately wants to talk about the problem. So Tom secretly thinks Mary talks too much, and Mary feels ignored. This causes them to go further apart. So
Well, I think it also goes to what you said. Men only want to talk when there's when they need advice, when they need to solve a problem. Like I have no problems to solve, and I've got nothing to talk about. And Nance always goes like, "You never tell me about your day. I have to force it out of you." And I'm like, I have no problems to solve. You know. So anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this,
Okay.
Jenny, and this is just a question. I have this for a lot of you guys out there. Okay, and now take into account, I want you to think back a few years.
I was just going to say, after 23 years, we've fixed a lot of
when
this.
Jeremy would come home from work, did you ever used to follow him around and talk to him about everything that was going on?
Yes.
Yes.
That drives us friggin'
Yeah,
crazy.
I learned that.
And you just have to smile and nod.
Yeah. Do you
No, I
guys
learned that.
stop following your guy around when he gets home from work? I'm going to get yelled at. Go ahead. I know, we're jerks too. It's just,
You know what I started doing though? In my notes on my phone, I think things I want to talk to Jeremy about. So I don't pester him or bombard him. And then that way,
You have notes on your phone.
I do. But also because, well, he was sleeping
So
during
when
the
you
day.
do get his attention, you have notes of things to go over. When he
Kind
wakes
of,
up.
yes.
When he wakes
but this
up.
is, yes, when he wakes, because if I text
You're
him.
like a Margaret, but with
I am.
conversation.
I am.
Standing there.
I have one for Adam. I have one for Chuck and Michael. Things
Jeremy.
to talk to Chuck about.
Jeremy.
I'm thinking about doing Whole30. How do you?
Okay.
I don't care about the Seahawks game. But
Oh boy. All right, so Martians don't want to burden other Martians with problems unless they need assistance. So usually if I am talking to Adam, we're
Yeah.
probably talking about something that we're working on or a problem or something like that, right? That's just the way it is.
Right,
Other
right.
than that, do we want to chit chat? You know. What? Oh, I'm just saying.
So no, I'm figuring out, and everyone knows how this works in business, right? Why we're doing this, because this is how you're going to talk to your each different
Client.
Correct. Yeah, just making sure everyone's into that.
Correct. Now,
This is good.
Now, Martians like to go to their cave, mull things over, and find a solution.
Yes.
You know, whether it's reading, playing a game, and it helps them disengage and relax. So Martians like to spend some time alone, whatever it may be doing, to unwind and relax from whatever has gone on during their life at that particular time. I think a lot of that goes on with gaming now, with the millennials and all that stuff. Would you agree? You know, things like that.
Or being on Twitter, or
or
like you guys.
TikTok or whatever. That was your way of unwinding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then did that used to piss Nance off?
Oh yeah, you just come home and watch your shows. You know, like. And that's, you know, when you said news, it's funny. Yeah, I sit down and watch politics and news and blah 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 blah. You know,
So the Venetians like to find someone they can trust and talk in great detail about the problems of their day. Openly talk about every little single thing that went on that day and go on and on and on. And I've seen it. I've seen you guys go on the phone and talk to your sister for 3 or 4 hours. I don't understand. And you know, I've listened to the conversations before too. Have you ever listened to a woman talk to another woman for 3 or 4 hours?
yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening. I'm observing. I'm thinking.
Look at Tom shaking his head like, what? What, Tom?
We're all going to be in a lot of. You notice the men in this group have not really spoken up.
I'm just watching you dig your own grave.
Exactly.
Am I? I'm just reading what the book says.
Yeah. Don't kill the messenger.
Ginny's
ladies.
actually irritated at me. Look at her face.
Oh no! I'm really digesting everything.
Why don't you women take it over and talk in extravagant detail about everything that we're talking about?
Yeah. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
I'm just so glad you two are getting off on this because I'm with you the rest of the day.
And
Sonia, go ahead.
Well, this is hilarious. What I also have noticed that the women's movement has really confused you guys because
Yeah, thanks for that. Nothing. Keep going.
us? Oh, go on.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, when the women's movement took over, we took on more masculine positions and work and things that we were capable to do, we're equal to, we're better than in many cases, and we're out to prove ourselves that we're able to take care of ourselves, that we don't need the masculine energy, and yet we still are very feminine inside, and we want you as the masculine energy to still take care of us, but in our own way. We have our rules. And we really set up strong rules with the women's movement, which has thrown you guys totally off. You don't know whether to open the door or not for us. You don't know whether to make the reservations or you're doing it wrong. We're always criticizing, why did you do it that way? Why didn't you do that? You know, why didn't you do it my way? And we're not giving you that freedom to be the masculine, to take care of us. Am I making sense to anyone besides
Totally,
myself?
100%.
On the man's
that's what I
side,
was trying to
100%.
say. That's what I was trying to say earlier about how we've come.
100%. I mean, I've taken beatings over things that I thought were actually being having manners, and yet sometimes you can take a beating of that. You've seen the beatings I've taken, Jenny.
Oh yes.
On presentations, on
Yes.
different things where just the way that we talk, and
No,
even if you're joking or this or that or whatever, it's just
and
not
you
funny.
can't hold the door open for anyone. It's
That's a perfect
horrible.
example.
Yeah.
That's a perfect
And
example.
you can't hold the door open for me, everyone. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for even this younger generation because they're so confused because they want to be kind and considerate to everyone, but they also don't want to offend anyone. It's just a horrible situation.
It's tough, but it is what it is. But I understand that it's been abused, and that's why people have to do that. You know what I mean? So I understand the whole thing. But anyway, but going back to that, now that's a whole other topic, isn't it? But when a guy is stressed, right? We talked about how he likes to withdraw to his cave. And his other problems and responsibilities fade into the background. So if Adam was going on TikTok, or if I was going downstairs to my computer, or if somebody's reading the news, or if somebody does whatever, the problem is we become increasingly distant. And we also become forgetful, we become unresponsive, and we become preoccupied. Would you agree with all that, Adam? And so the women feel like we're not even capable of giving them the attention or feeling that they want and deserve at that particular time, because we're back in our cave. And even when we are, well, and I'm speaking for myself because I don't know about everybody else, but when I am retreating to my computer doing whatever, I am thinking, and I am planning, and I am solving problems. And then it just gives you time to, I like to call it marinade, on the problems and things that are existing in your life at that particular time. Now, that's how a guy thinks.
Yes.
We have to process.
One of the things it says specifically is watching football is one of the best stress releaser to unwind for men, period. Now, not everybody's going to feel that way. You can have your own thing. But football, it says, is number one. Because you get to go into their victories and their losses and sucked into the coach's play calling and all of this different stuff. You block out and forget everything else in the world, and you're just in your cave forgetting about the other problems, marinating in the back of your mind on the things that are going on. So, but a woman reacts to the cave as she feels he's ignoring her. He would prefer to come home and not talk to her. And she feels hurt when he does go down there or does something other than talking to her about his problems. So it's kind of a catch-22 of what we like to do versus how you feel about what we're doing. So, and that being the case when we are in our cave, and this is the one that pisses me off, Adam, back me up on this one. She may ask for his help in a demanding tone to deal with her uncaring man when he's in his cave. And you want to talk about pissing us off.
So it's like what? Say it, Adam. Like what? What would we say?
So I'm in my cave.
Okay.
I'm marinating on my day or whatever. And somebody comes in or you run your TikTok or whatever and lights you up about something that needs to be done around the house. How do you feel?
Like you're pulling me away from something. You feel like you've done enough, you've provided, and then it's not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, I totally know what you mean. Like, oh, so you're just going to sit there and ignore me? Is usually...
Tom, any comments on that?
I'm staying out of this.
I think Tom is the smartest one of all y'all.
No, you know what Tom is? Tom has been beaten into submission by Ruth, so he can barely talk.
No, he's the one who's been in a relationship longer than any of y'all, and so he knows he's smart.
Sonia, did Richard ever?
Sonia's got me beat on longevity.
See, so
Sonia, did Richard ever retreat to his cave? Did you figure that out?
Oh yeah, he still does. and I'm such a pest because I'm always talking to him. He loves to read books, and he gets so engrossed in them that he ignores me totally, which makes me not happy because I'm wanting to talk about whatever, and so I'm constantly interrupting his book or whatever he is, and it's just not real good. It's like, get your own book, go find something to do, find your own cave, leave me alone. Absolutely.
Does Jeremy have a cave?
Yeah, but his cave is right there with us.
Oh, is it?
His cave has always just been there kind of with us, and so he's solving world problems. And that's why I say it, he's solving world problems, because he's talking to people, he's Twitter-sphering, whatever.
Right.
And so, but yeah, he'll be like, yeah, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Anybody else have a significant other? I want to know what other people's caves are.
Yeah.
What's your what's
I'm the one that retreats to the cave. Like, I don't talk about anything, and then my husband wants to talk about his day and everything, and I'm just like, oh, it's over though. Can we just move on?
But I do think, Sarah, I do think that there are men that are like women and women that are like men. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there are many. There's a lot of, especially in this particular business.
Yes.
There's a lot of alpha women.
Yes.
A lot. And we were talking about that. Go ahead. What's that?
What Sonia said earlier, she was talking about how women have become more masculine. Well, I was a single mom most of my life, so I feel like I had to adapt and play both roles. So I think that too has also bred me to be a different person, or I don't know, I might have started out from Mars, but
right.
I don't know. want to talk about it. And I'm always just like, oh, it's over with, and then I feel bad. But I do interject, and I do like the feminine things too. So I don't know if there's just both in there or what the deal is.
I think we all have both.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, and Sarah and so many women have been put into that role of being both father and mother to their children, and having to be the income earner and having to take on that masculinity. They haven't really lost their femininity. It's just been overshadowed by so much of the masculinity that they've had to take on because of the life experiences that are going on.
Right.
So, Sarah, I totally understand where you're coming from there.
I have a question, and you and I talked about this before, Jenny, but something, and I don't know if this is a new phenomenon, Sonia, or not, or if this has been around forever, but what I'm starting to see a lot of now, and I don't know if it's just because of the business we're in or the success that's around this business, or there's very successful, some of the best lenders in this business are women, some of the best realtors are the majority of them, right? And so I'm starting to see a lot of women that are the alpha, and the husband is the stay home. And the woman is, so talk about, and I have such a hard time wrapping my head around that, but they like it that way. They're very happy in that sort of a relationship. So it really does confuse the picture a little bit, because I can think of about 4 or 5 right now in this company or in the surrounding companies or affiliates or whatever, where they like to be the alpha, and it's very different. Do you run into that very much, Sonia, with some of the coaching? Because I know you got a lot of alphas in coaching too.
Absolutely. You see it more and often. And what happens is there's a guilt, usually on the masculine side. They feel that, they're not doing what they should be doing, only they're totally happy doing it. There's that impression, we look at men and we think they're the income earner, and yet the woman has the capability to bring in higher income, and the man is better with the children. I think it's being accepted more now than it used to be, but it is very confusing.
It is.
There's a funny TikTok, actually. This girl, she's like, standing by her door. She's like, screw you, third wave feminists. I could be at home preparing dinner for my husband, but now I have to go to work for 8 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
Sue Collins just gave you a thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been so easy.
How many times do we go to parties and we ask the woman, so what do you do?
Oh, for sure.
And if we don't have a career, if we don't have something strong going, it's kind of like, oh, okay. And that's not fair.
Very interesting. So, all right, okay. So let's jump back in a tad. So again, I'm in my cave. You're in your cave. Nathan comes in and busts your balls. Come in and bust my balls. Whatever. Or make me feel guilty, or yell about it, or do whatever. Not yell. Nicely be passive aggressive.
No, thank you. Thank you. We will take that.
Okay.
At least the aggression is passive.
That's correct.
We've learned
Discuss
that.
loudly.
What's that?
Discuss loudly.
Discuss loudly. So instead, maybe the suggestion in the book is she should cooperate with him instead, and kind of assist him in a sense. So a woman under stress is not immediately concerned with finding solutions to problems, but rather by expressing herself and being understood. Talking about what's going on in her life makes her feel better, which is why I think we all love Sonia, because that's exactly what we kind of pay to do that. So to forget her own painful feelings, a woman may become emotionally involved in the problems of others, is what it said. So if I'm stressed out and I'm a woman, this is what the book says. I may go like, God, I'm stressed out. Adam, tell me your problems. And then I start feeling better.
Well, and that's why we watch TV shows too. I think that's why some of us watch shows also, because like you guys do with football or whatever it is, we can get submersed in that, or in Adam's problems. So I can fix Adam's problems and not worry about mine.
Right. All right. So this one really cracked me up, this section,
ready.
when I was reading it this morning. So, how women react when women need to talk. Okay, so women need to talk. They like to talk. And so when a woman tries to talk, many times men resist.
Okay.
We know when you guys want to talk, okay? But like sometimes we resist because we're so concerned that whatever problem you guys have, you're going to aim at us. Is anybody with me? Adam? They're concerned she's going to hold him responsible. He's concerned about it. And so that's just one of the things of why, because somehow, and here's what it talks about. So the Martian's trying, so I'm sitting there trying to offer 2 or 3 solutions while you're telling me about your day. And if I was wise, I would just listen. And a few minutes after you're done complaining about me, you're going to move on to the next subject. So I just need to let you talk. You talk about what's going on. You get your little digs in or whatever that you're going to do on me. This is what the book says. And then you'll move on to the next subject and start talking about the next thing. So a man needs to let her talk and realize and not take personal whatever she's saying. Look at that look on Jenny's face. She doesn't like it.
Well, no, I'll be honest. I'm thinking more of here at work. I'm thinking more here at work.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm
And what do you
I'm
thinking?
marinating. I'm marinating.
Oh, God. Help! Somebody.
Well, I talk to you and Jen a lot, Waters, and I know there's certain things that I just don't need to comment on. Just listen to them.
I think we've learned a lot over the
Yeah.
past couple years. I know when to keep my mouth shut usually with you, and vice versa. Chuck hasn't learned so well. No, I don't know why I'm feeling really like attacked. Is any other woman feeling attacked? Catherine's smiling.
Well,
I'm feeling.
Jennifer, you have a lot of emotion, and I really respect you for that. And come on, let me give you a hug, okay?
You know what?
Punch you right in the throat.
No, I appreciate you telling me this because I'm taking too much of the man side here. That's why you're feeling
I know.
So, Sonia, help me out.
No, because every time we try to talk about the women's side, you bring up the man side.
Now I know why we avoided this book for a year. Oof,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I
No,
told
no,
you, dude. I told you this is going to rip the company apart.
I
Hope you're happy
know.
with yourself.
So I'm hearing that I think next
Yes.
week Jenny needs to read the next chunk.
Thank
and be the
you.
presenter.
Ooh.
Michael, high five. Pump,
So you're
pump.
going to read the next and do the next couple chapters.
Sure.
Okay, let's see what the next couple chapters are.
Yeah. See, guys.
What? I'm going to see what they are. I'm down. I'm in.
Sonia knows what he's doing.
I see
Sonia
Tom's
knows him
face
well.
on the chat on the call here, and he's just stoic, like he's a statue right now. He just knows better.
And also, I think a lot of it is so many of us we've evolved from Summit. We've learned so much. I mean, we've been in these relationships. Yeah.
What?
Proceed
I'm
on.
listening. Go ahead.
Tell us what you saw. Tell us what you saw there, my friend.
It just talks about how we speak different languages and things like that.
Which we really do, and this is very valuable. Proceed on.
Well, now I'm afraid that I'm going to be attacking people on everything I say.
I don't think it's probably just me. It's just me.
All right.
It's not black and white, though. It is
Right.
definitely not black and
Let
white.
her have it, Sue. Go ahead.
No, it's just not black and white. There's different shades, and different people have different levels of it. I mean,
You were that
my
alpha.
husband. He was a stay-at-home
Yeah, I
dad
remember.
once we had our second child, and this was way early on. And he used to get beat up by other men, and his comeback was, "Well, you're just jealous because your wife doesn't make enough money that you could
For
stay
sure.
home." And that would shut up most of the manly men. And I made that comment in the chat that men sometimes are not comfortable letting a strong woman do some leading, and it's a give and take. So men have to learn to give, women have to learn to give. It's back and forth.
100%.
Just because you're in this role doesn't mean you have to stay in that role. That's where the 50s, the 40s and the 50s, the women that were there were in that role. Today, we're not in that role anymore, so we have to give and take, and we have to know the differences and work with it rather than fight it. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm single. That's why I'm single for 20 years, because it's very hard to find men that will allow a strong woman to be strong.
Yeah, we talked about it for years that Jeremy would be the stay-at-home, and I would, because he is better at it than me. To this day with the grandkids, he's better at it than me. So
Well, he's going to be retiring in a couple
when-
years, and then you're going to get that.
Yeah, over his dead
Yeah,
body.
when we
right?
did, my husband, I could not have stayed home with 2 kids. There was no way I could have done that. I do not have the patience. And he did. And so and he made good money too. He was an electrician. So it wasn't but I made more money, and he had the patience, and we decided to do that. And it changed a lot of our friends, the people that he took the
Wow.
kids to and everything else. I think it opened up a lot of men in our community to look at themselves differently and get more involved in their kids' lives because
I
they
like that.
weren't.
I like that. So Tom,
I'll stop.
no, I like it.
you're good,
we're
Sue.
gonna. So
Thanks.
Tom, take off your mic. I want you to answer this question. So Ruth being the alpha in your guys' relationship, what is that like?
No, it's true. Don't you think? Michael, don't you
You're
think?
not supposed to say it out loud.
Oh,
But is that right?
Actually, Ruth and I are both strong-willed, and so it has led to conflict. There's no doubt about it. And back when we were competing, she was definitely an A+ marquee athlete, and I was a B level. So I used to introduce myself at seminars, and so when we'd speak, I'd say I'm the guy that carries Ruth Wysocki's bags through airports. So we did have to deal with that our whole life. But what we do, Chuck, also is Ruth will actually tell me, hey, I need to talk today, and I need to talk something out. And so we'll do that.
I like
just
that.
Open communication. But then also on my way home, as you know, the pressures of this job, Chuck, there's times that that we will go home and we're not in the best of moods. And I'll walk in and I'll just warn Ruth, hey, there's nothing you can do that's going to make it good. So don't even try to fix it. I'm fine. I'm just dealing with something. But just let me have my time.
I like
here
that.
because I've got to deal with it.
Communication,
I like that.
just like the other book.
Now, Sonia, I have a worldview that I have to share with you guys.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Well, this is just
Here comes the Chuck cancellation party.
no.
If anybody doesn't know, Chuck's phone number is 951.
Yeah.
No, listen, this is my honest opinion. And just because you guys have all, lived your own journeys and your own lives and your own relationships, and everybody's are different, right?
Right.
And what you viewed from your parents' relationships, from your
Perfect.
aunts and uncles to everybody, you're going to have your worldview.
Perfect.
This is just my worldview
I love it.
on this particular topic.
Okay, I'm ready.
When I see new relationships, when new relationships occur, and I'm going all the way back to when all my friends were getting married at the very beginning, and this is all like in our early 20s when everybody was getting married. It seemed to me that almost every single one of them struggled at the beginning of their relationships because they were trying to figure out who the dominant one was going to be.
Yep.
Okay? And I saw people get divorced over that. I would see people go to battle over that until finally somebody caves.
Yep.
And I know that that's just my own personal point of view. Like I have seen relationship after relationship until finally one of the dogs puts their head a little bit lower than the other dog's head.
Never thought about it like that.
Jordan Peterson talks about this all the time. There are hierarchies of power, and someone has to fill that role.
Yeah. Now,
Alpha and beta.
And there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that will say, you know what, and this is just maybe from my dating experience or whatever too, that in life, that there are a lot of people that say, you know what, I am super happy to just go along for the ride. Whatever you like to do is fun. I'm in. I love the Rams. I'm going to go to all the Ram games. Let's get season tickets.
Oh, I'm beta.
And you jump into it.
Yeah, beta.
I'm being honest, but
No, totally.
But I think the crux of these relationships seem to occur when these alphas fight with other alphas.
I think you're right.
Trying to decide who is going to be, the dominant one, and then eventually you work, like Sonia says, you end up dancing together to where we figure each other out, where you give and take. But that battle at the beginning of alphas is brutal.
I think that was a huge part in my first marriage.
Really?
Looking back, I never thought about it like that. I think you're right.
Yeah. No. I mean, what do you think, Sonia? You think that's crazy?
No, I think it's interesting because usually in the beginning of a relationship, you have this honeymoon stage where you both give and take and you don't show the dark sides and you're enjoying life and you're doing all of this. And then it's after you get married where that's where the pull and give really take on. I think, okay, who's going to take out the garbage? Who's going to make the beds? Who's going to take care of the dog? All of this. Well, it's your job. No, it's my job. Whose job is it? I think where you're saying that's where it really becomes strong because now you're forced. You've got a marriage certificate or you have a commitment and you haven't seen that side of the person before. So
it's the truth.
In that respect, yeah.
It's funny, Corey Blankenship's on the call right now, and Corey just got married.
Newly married, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that you guys have been dating for a long time, but it is good information to know. This stuff really, sometimes you wish, like, why didn't somebody tell me that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so any other comments on this before we get to the next section?
Can I say?
Please.
I thought when Sonia was talking, I didn't have to be an alpha anymore, and that goes back to being the single mom or whatever, or
single mom with 3 kids.
Yeah, I didn't have to be the alpha anymore. I was safe. I didn't have to worry about safety or anything. You know, even back to being a teenager or whatever. I don't have to be an alpha anymore. I'm okay with, and what he chooses is fun and fine. Rock on, Daddy-O. Let's go. I'll beta all day. You know?
Yeah. But he takes care of you, right?
Yes.
He does his
Yes.
job.
Yeah.
And you do your job.
Yeah, you're right. We both do our jobs. But we learned the dance.
That's correct.
We did.
Right.
We learned the dance.
That's one of Sonia and I's big topics is the dance. And
Yeah,
you know,
that's
especially in
good.
newer relationships, you're just still learning. You're stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah.
You're in there. You're doing all those things. But as life goes on, it just gets better and better. You know,
And in every
right?
house you move into, right? Do you guys find this? Like every house you move into, you have to relearn the dance? Because
Oh dear.
no? Because like
can
you
see
step on,
that.
you're in each other's way? No?
No, I agree with that. When me and Nance moved to our house, we were like trying to figure out, okay, who gets this corner and who gets this corner, and you know.
Where's
Yeah.
my cave? I can't.
I
There's no
figured
cave.
out Nance gets everything, but I do have a spot on the couch. so
Oh. No, and Jeremy tries to put a nice spin on it, though. He's like, because I'm always in his way, always. I just gravitate. He goes, I think we just naturally gravitate towards each other. That's why we're always in each other's way, no matter, anyone else?
That's a nice way of putting it.
In that night, he knows how,
Yeah.
hey, 23 years, he knows how to spin it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so let's just say we're going to go back to where we are. Like you guys
Okay.
like to talk and you like the intricate details and stuff. And men are just hoping that she will get to the bottom line.
Yeah, does everyone like the bottom line though? I think, don't we all want the bottom line? Or a lot of women like to know? No?
No.
Oh,
Quit deluding yourself.
I was
There will
just
be
gonna say-
times when Nance goes on, well, I feel this, and do you understand what I'm saying? And I literally have to be like, no, I don't understand. What's the bottom line here?
That's smart. No,
Is it though?
Oh, is it though?
What?
I feel that it's good.
I don't know.
He said what he needed.
How does he react to that? He's been talking for an hour and you say you don't understand. How does that go over?
We've gotten to a point where he realizes, like, okay, maybe I am overanalyzing this. So
Okay. He can be taught. So
women can be trained, yes. Oh shit.
I don't take offense. It's Adam. I don't take
I'm
offense.
telling jokes here, people. Come on.
I'm here till Tuesday.
I'll be here till Tuesday because I'm getting fired.
So here's the suggestion in the book.
Okay.
And now we're getting into the suggestion of these chapters of how to deal with this.
Oh, good. I like
Something
solutions.
women can do to make it a little easier for a man is to let him know in advance the outcome of the story, then go back and give the details.
Oh, I like it.
You like that?
Oh, for sure.
So you know what? Hey, this all works out great at the end. Now have a seat. Okay, and then, Jen, just go ahead and babble and ramble for a couple hours. We'll suck it up and listen.
Yeah.
All right.
That really does help a man because then you can tune out the rest of it.
Right.
We
You
wanna
shake
know-
your head and smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
You guys think you're so cute.
women
This is
appreciate
great.
Women appreciate the build-up. Men get easily frustrated. Get it?
We can take that in a lot of ways.
So I know, right?
Okay.
Okay. So here's how the Venetians and the Martians found peace on Earth through all this. The Martians learned that even when they felt they were being attacked, it was only temporary. And criticized, it's only temporary. You guys only go off for a few minutes and then you move on.
Oh, it's true. We don't hold. Yeah.
No. And so we just let them move on to the next topic, to the next shiny penny.
Yeah.
Now, Martians learned that you need to not talk about how that you need to not say that you're saying I'm failing. We need to say that you're not saying I'm failing.
Okay.
We need to be positive when you're talking.
Yeah.
I get that. Yes, for sure.
I hear you.
And we need to listen without trying to solve problems. Tell me more. Not listening makes you feel unloved.
Yes.
And she's not talking about her problems. Generally, when you're talking and you're talking for an hour about whatever's going on, you're not talking about your problems. You're saying, I feel unloved. Give me some attention right now. That's what you're really saying.
Did you guys see the meme or the GIF this week? And it said, my husband and I have just solved all our problems. We decided, just walking up, I need attention. And it solves all your problems.
Yeah.
That's all we have to do. I need attention.
Right. So what? Now, I didn't know how I felt about this one. This is a tough one, Adam. And I'm going to ask for Tom. I'm going to ask for the guys to help out with this one. So again, this is what us Martians need to do to be more, helpful and understanding for the Venetians. But it says, make your cave listening to her problems. I felt the same. Tom?
Michael shut down. Michael's not even paying attention anymore.
So yeah, he says make your cave listening to her problems, and I don't know. I mean, he's trying to help us make it. Can you imagine?
Well, I mean, that really is the keeping the peace solution, isn't it?
It's all women on this call.
Yeah,
No, I see Dwight. I see Brad. I see.
Oh, Duffy's here. Duffy, help.
I see. Oh, Anthony. Anthony Forbes is on.
See, then it's. Go ahead.
Duffy's been around the block. Go ahead, Duffy. What do you got?
Okay, so say that phrase again. What he's suggesting. I want to make sure I heard you correctly.
The last thing he said is make your cave. So when Mike tries to disappear, which is you got your own spot that you try to disappear when you get home from work. Instead of reading a book, reading the news, playing games, doing whatever, make your cave listening to her problems.
It's not a cave anymore.
Right.
It's a prison cell.
So, no, but see, here's the thing. You have to remember the end result. So men like achievement. So the way you change that in your brain is, I'm going to achieve something by doing this the correct way. And if it works, then I'll have succeeded. And that's how you are able to make that become your cave. You create it into a competition in your own brain.
I'm going to see how long I can sit here. That's the competition.
Yeah, no. He's saying, like, if I make my partner happy, I've accomplished something.
Oh.
I could check that off my list for the day.
Okay.
And that's it's absolutely correct.
I like that. So Jenny has the I'm being attacked look on her face again.
No. I'm listening intently, and I'm feeling it. I'm hearing it.
She realizes she's the problem.
Look at Michael just being quiet over there.
Michael is the smartest one of all of us.
I just have to say, Dwight said, I'm still here because I can't turn away from the train wreck.
I know!
Wow.
Oh, Dwight, that's so good.
Thanks, Dwight.
This is the first time in history our show is going to receive hate mail. They actually are going to go out and put it in the mailbox.
Hey, look. Sonia.
Yes.
Leave Sonia out of this.
Yeah.
Leave her out of this.
Yeah.
She's great.
I actually kind of not liking that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to the man.
Oh.
I think he needs I think a man needs a place to go decompress.
Yes, detox.
Get grounded, take over, and then come back and find a time to listen or however you work it out.
Yeah.
But I feel everybody needs that space. So I kind of disagree totally.
At what point in your life did you figure that out, Sonia?
You're 20.
It was shortly after we were married.
Oh, okay.
Sonia, I'm once again 100% with you. I love when my husband gets to go find his own place, do his own thing, because I know it makes him happy. And, 40 years later, he lets me have the same thing. So I'm with you, Sonia, on that one also.
So,
yep, I agree.
So I have a question. I have a question for you, Sonia, because this is something that I think I realized and that I'm hoping for. So I think that, I feel guilty when I want to go play golf because I'm gone for 5 or 6 hours. Okay, hear me out. But I think that you guys reach a point where you go, you know what? It's kind of nice when they're not home for 5 or 6 hours.
Yes.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I kind of watch a metamorphosis of my house of
Go do that.
and you come home and she's like, I did this and I did this and I did this. I'm like, well, if I'd have been there, you wouldn't have been able to do any of it.
I'll be honest, I do never. It's from, and I think this is what almost everyone on here is saying. If you're not happy, I don't want you listening. I don't want you here in my space if you don't want to be here in my space. Because in the negativity, it's not. No, I don't want you to.
Adam just rolled his eyes.
Well, I mean, the fact that you have a list. You just
No, my list is because he was sleeping and I can't text him anymore because it bings every time I text. I used to be able to text all day. I would text all day.
I hear that we need to give a class on how to use Do Not Disturb mode on our iPhones. So
because
cannot do not disturb.
But what
your
if I text
partner?
him because it's an emergency?
There are settings in iOS 15 that.
There are. I know you can do. I'm
sleeping
sleepy and I can do all this. I know.
Okay, so.
Well, that's a whole other fight, though.
So here's the conclusion. I can't believe that he called this a train wreck. But anyways, from the women's side now, because I got you, all right? So the Venetians realized that a man going into his cave is not a sign that he does not love her as much. We learn to accept that. He'll not always give her his full attention. We just don't. We have issues.
It's okay.
And Venetians learned that not to take them being in their caves personally, and it
Right.
doesn't feel that you're not loved or accepted. And if the suggestion is the more supportive you are of them being in their caves and doing all that stuff and accepting of it, the more quickly they'll come out
Yes.
of their caves.
Right?
So there you go. That's
right?
it.
Isn't that right?
10 seconds to
Oh.
go.
I can't believe it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Our train wreck went fast.
we're not
train
done
wreck
with
is-
this book either.
The car accident. Oh no, that's chapter 2. By the way, who would like me to hand this section over to Jenny and she can read and review the next 2 chapters? Would we like that?
That's fine.
Yeah, I actually like this. I think we need to do that.
All right, Jenny.
Because a lot of this is coming from a man's perspective.
I know.
Notice like the.
I'm gonna go sit over there.
Yeah, notice the room when you were reading like what men say to women and we're like vibing with it. But
Oh, there was RBFs all over this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was reading that stuff.
Yeah, so we need to kind of balance it out, or else there's gonna be a riot.
I know.
I think it was the tone. Correct me, I may be tone deaf, but I feel it was a tone.
Like
Sonia, you're supposed to save me from myself when I start
Yeah.
going off the handle. I don't know where you were.
Sonia, did you feel arrogance?
Whoa!
Whoa.
Wow. All right, it's time to tune out. Thank you guys all for
Love
tuning
you
in.
all.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Hey,
you
like
for
it,
watching
share it.
the last Monday Motivation.
And if you enjoy watching train wrecks, you can like, comment, and subscribe to
Yeah.
Maker ABR and the Chuck White Show on Facebook. Thank you
Thanks
all.
a lot, James. All right, guys. We're out. Take care. Have a great week.
Oh, that's great, guys.